Hey guys, Cassidy here, and I'm here with a question and answer video. I got a lot of questions from Instagram and Facebook. I'm here with my husband, and we're going to answer all the questions that you guys asked us. And you're going to get my opinion on it, you're going to get his opinion on it. And I got a lot of questions, so I just picked out the ones that stood out to me the most. And if you want to see if your question got picked, or you want to see what the answers are, or find out a little bit about us, stay right here. This video is questions based on relationships, marriage, love, sex, etc. So the first question I'm going to go with is the first person who actually replied back to the post. And this is someone on Instagram, which is loving_all_of_me. The question was, newly married, what is your key to overcome obstacles? Which I think is a really important and good question. The key to overcoming obstacles for me would be basically patience. Somebody in the relationship desperately has to have patience. Another thing I would say is not only patience, but willing to compromise. Sometimes you have to be wanting to be the bigger person, and then you can overcome an obstacle. Not every obstacle is going to be easy to overcome, but I feel like if you have patience and you're willing to compromise, that can definitely be a big key. What do you think?
I agree. Another thing is you guys will want to have like communication. If you don't communicate with each other, then you wouldn't know what's going on. So communication, definitely gotta have patience, because it's not like your boyfriend and girlfriend. It's like you're one now. So you guys gotta work as a team.
All_eyes_on Erica, which is actually a friend of ours. So the question was, how do you keep your spark after so many years? Keeping your spark, well, it's not easy. We definitely had a split in our relationship for a couple of years. And I feel like through our relationship, even with our break, we've remained to be able to keep a friendship. So I feel like friendship is a big thing when you build a relationship that can kind of keep the balance of the relationship and help you to invent new ways to find spark in your relationship. So I feel like friendship is a big key. What do you think?
Yeah, friendship is definitely a big key. Without no friendship, then it's just like arguing and bickering, and when you guys argue, you can't really like talk it out at the end. It's just like, well, forget her, forget him, like, what I'm saying? So that friendship is definitely key. And just doing new things, like enjoying each other.
Reese for you to envy. How do you balance your family time, work time, and private time with your husband? Well, family time is inevitable. I feel like we both relatively have small families, so we tend to cherish us having our own family. Family time goes without saying. It's not even hard to manage that. We include our kids in every aspect of our lives, and we do a lot and spend a lot of time with us, even though we work and do other things as well. Private time, having 3 kids, you don't really get too much private time. You try, but you don't really get too much private time. But alone time, we do, we set a bedtime for our kids. All our children are in bed 9:30, no later than 10 o'clock. On the weekends, we give them 12. Sometimes we may escape, go on a little date or something like that. But it's not really any privacy. But we definitely do try to have our own alone time, whether it's at home or we go out or whatever. So, setting a bedtime for our kids definitely helps. And them having their own rooms definitely help, where we can maybe send off the littlest one in the room with his, sisters.
Send him downstairs.
So that's how we do that. What's your answer?
You pretty much summed it up. Just try to get as much time with, your family. Family is always important.
Be Miss Fashion Fiend _ which is actually my friend. What is the key word to a successful relationship? The key word to a successful relationship, I would say there's not one word. I would say three. One is trust, two is loyalty, and three is patience. I feel like those are the key. Trust, I feel like if you have no trust, then it's always going to be arguments. It's always going to be jealousy. You're not going to be able to get along if you're suspicious or speculate or you don't have trust in the other person. Loyalty, I feel like loyalty is like, putting family first, putting that person before other people, especially when you have your own family, kids, husband, whatever. And what was the other one I said? Patience. Dating or in a relationship or marriage, I feel like patience is key. If you do not have patience, it's not gonna work at all. You have to have patience. So people may look at us or look at other relationships and be like, oh, that's what you want for yourself. But if you can't instill patience in yourself, it's never gonna work.
It's just basically like another full-time job. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I see it. Like, you gotta go to work, you gotta come home, and more work. So it just, for me, I just have two. Like, my biggest one is loyalty. Like, if you're loyal to that person and that person only, then everything else come with it. You know what I'm saying? So trust, patience, everything, like it all falls into play. You know what I'm saying? So that's my biggest thing. My biggest thing is like loyalty. Like, I'm real big on that. So,
Next question is Junior Wifey for Life. Where do you guys see each other in 5 years? 5 years. 5 years, I hope to be settled in life, whatever I'm going to be doing. That's career-wise, raising children that I'm proud of, which by far I have already completed that. My kids are very good in school. And just being settled, relocated, starting new jobs and stuff like that. In 5 years, I definitely just want to be settled and content in whatever it is that I'm doing. And
5 years from now, me, I can't, I'm not a mind reader. I can't go look into the future, but, June 23rd of this year will make 3 years, so 5 more years.
3 years of marriage.
3 years of marriage, excuse me. But, 5 years from now, I would like to, well, I will not say I would like to, I'm going to be with this one over here for 5 more years, so,
Next question is from Shirls914718. How do you deal with arguments between the two of you? I feel like patience. I'm the one that has like the most patience in this relationship. I don't know if it's like a woman or being that I know him. I feel like patience is a really big thing. And sometimes men tend to have more harder heads than women. So patience is how I deal with him. And a lot of times I let him argue with himself. So he may be arguing and sometimes I don't even say anything until later on. Then we'll talk about it once everything is cooled down, and that's how we do that. Well, sometimes I do go tit for tat. My mouth can be a bit much at times, but a lot of times I'm the more person that is more compromising and has more patience. And she had 3 questions, but I'm gonna pick 2 of her 3. And the other one that I picked out: should married couples role play in the bedroom? I feel like they should. We don't really do that, but there's always room for that. I don't know. I'm just different, you know.
Should dress up like
I mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't. To each his own. I feel like you should, if that's what you like to do.
Yeah, if that's what you like.
If that's what you were doing before you know, you guys got married, but that's not something I've never done. And I'm not saying that I never will,
just
but
a freak ass thing, you know. It is what it is, you know.
You know, I feel like you shouldn't. Maybe we might try it, right? Next question is from Pistols and Lipstick. Relationships and money. Should each partner know all about money coming in and out of accounts? Should your partner know about your savings accounts? Money is a big thing in marriages, not so much in relationships. In your relationship, no, you shouldn't know about what you're saving and stuff like that. But I feel like in a marriage, yes, he should know about what you're saving. But us being women, we should let them know that we have a savings account, but I don't feel like we should tell you everything that we're saving, because men, a lot of men don't really know how to save. Women more know how to save. Well, at least in our relationship, I'm the one who more know how to save than him. So I feel like if I had secrets account, I would let you know. But everything that goes in it, I'm not gonna tell you, because in a state of emergency, then you know we'll have it.
She don't never let me know. Don't let her lie to you.
That is not true.
You'll be like, yeah, I got $5. $5,000.
Next question is from Eva Proper_Mika. What's the deal breaker to end the marriage? Do you stay in the marriage after finding out your partner doesn't want any kids?
And you do.
And you do. I feel like you don't stay in the marriage. If kids is something that you're passionate about and that person is not willing to compromise, I definitely don't think that you should stay in the marriage. There is a lot of men in this world, and if that person truly loves you, if kids wasn't something that they were thinking about before they met you, and that person truly loves you and you want kids, I feel like they should support that decision. I feel like their love for you should kind of change their mind. And I feel like that's a big deal breaker, because I feel like you'll resent that person. If kids is something you really wanted or passionate about, and that person doesn't want kids, even if you decide to go through with the marriage, I feel like it wouldn't work. What about you?
I mean, to me, that's a whole nother thing of, like, you know, marriage. You know, you get married, you and your lady, have some kids, man. Ain't no wrong with kids, baby.
I mean, you can have one. If you're not big on kids, have one. You know, something to carry on your legacy. I feel like,
you know,
some people don't want to have kids, and maybe you should deal with somebody that doesn't like kids. Some people want to have kids. Some people aren't sure about kids because maybe the relationships that they've been in haven't been serious, you know, and they haven't thought that they maybe found that one to find kids with.
So, you know,
what do you think?
That's pretty much what she said. All right. She's the boss.
Next question is from Miss_Star Wonder. Is it worth holding on to if you feel inside it's too far gone? It depends on how many years you have invested in a relationship with me. I'm a fighter when it comes to somebody I really care about. So I feel like it's how long you've been invested in a relationship. If you have like a year and two, to me that's not enough. Then, you know, if you feel like it's too far gone, walk away. I feel like if you have maybe 5, hold on, see what happens. Sometimes fighting for love, maybe it could turn around. I mean, I'm a hopeless romantic. That's me. To me, it feels like how long you've been invested in the relationship. Or if you have kids and stuff like that, if you feel like it's worth it. Every situation is different. So, I mean, to me, that's my opinion. To you, maybe something different. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same. Like, you know, if it's just a year or 2, then, you know, peace. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, if it's time invested, you know, that's a bunch of time that I done, you know, invested in trying to make things work out, or, you know. So, I mean, you know, if you really love that person, you know, then fight for what you got.
The next question is from me_and underscore my 2Js. That's Melissa. Hi, Melissa. How do you know you found your soulmate? Some people know instantly. I mean, but everybody is different. You don't know. Sometimes it takes the second time around to realize it. In our case, you know, you don't always know right away, and don't mean because they soulmate don't mean that they right for you either. So I mean, it takes time. Sometimes you may know, but you may not value it. Sometimes it takes the second time around, maybe losing that person, and you realize how much that person meant to you or how much you value that person. Depends.
Yeah, I say the same thing. You know, second time, they say the third time is the charm, but you know,
Second time around, maybe.
Second time around, you know, it might be Mrs. Right, Mr. Right. You know, you never know.
Next question, Christy Shamar. If you find out your spouse is cheating, what do you do? In my case, if I don't know, I'm not really a searcher. I'm not a looker. I don't go through things. I mean, if it's blamed out in my face and I find it, I have too much invested in this relationship, so I don't think I could easily let go. I definitely wouldn't attack the woman because, I mean, the person knows what they're doing. If I wasn't in a relationship long and we're not married, I'm good. You know, it depends on how close I am with the person. If like my marriage now, if I find out, I would maybe consider counseling or, you know, see where it is where we neglected or went wrong and try to work it out. I mean, as long as I've been in this relationship, I don't really think that I would just give up or leave. I definitely think I would consider counseling and see what actually it was that made my person linger off and want to do other things, and that's what I would do. You?
Yeah, I'm different. I'm different. You know what I'm saying? I suspect something, I'm Magnum PI. You know what I mean? I'm looking for everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't, you know, that's just me. You know what I'm saying? If I feel like I'm getting played, I want to know why I'm getting played, how I'm getting played, who I'm getting played with. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to look. I ain't even going to lie to you. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's just me. You know, like she said, though, I was just joking. But, you know, like she said, you know, if it's time invested and, you know, you want to hold on to what you got, you know what I'm saying, you know, fight for it. You know, like I said, if you love that person so much or, you know, it's nothing, you know, it's nothing to work out or, you know, get some counseling. Yeah, I said, if you don't want to go tell somebody else your business, you know what I'm saying, y'all sit down, take a couple days.
Preferably, like, if you're involved in a church, like your pastor or, you know, somebody who has your interests at heart. We have a couple of good friends that we confide in, I feel like. You know, sometimes when we're off the handle or off the record scale, I feel like we have a couple of good friends that we can confide in and talk to. When we lived in New York, we did have a pastor that we could talk to, stuff like that. So, you know, it's support system, my mom, you know. Stuff like that. Depends. Now, I'm going to go on Facebook now. This question is from Sophia Reli. How long should you date? How long should you date the person if they're not ready to take it to the next step?
I'll say 3 dates.
Nah, I'll say longer than that. Cause me, I feel like friendship is key. You cannot build a friendship on 3 dates.
Nah, you're right. I
feel like friendship is key. I feel like when you establish a friendship with a person before the relationship, you know, your relationship has more to stand on. If it was just physical, I mean, excuse my French, there's dick everywhere. That's not everything, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like, maybe a month or two. You could date a person a month or two. I mean, especially if you're single, you don't want to do 3 dates and then just jump into a relationship and then it doesn't work. He was a complete asshole, a stalker. What do you say? Like he wants your money, stuff like that. I give it a month or two before you could take it to the next step with a person. Get to know that see if there's things that you like about that person before you thinking about jumping into a relationship.
Yeah, don't jump into something because he got a nice belt or some shoes.
That's not everything.
It's not try to find out as much as you can before you be like,
you want to invest your time in somebody you could build with, and you cannot know that in 3 dates. I don't think so.
It's 50-50 in the marriage and the relationship. It's 50-50.
Next question is Sophia Oda. How do you feel about open and monogamous? Is that what it is? Because she just wrote poly relationships.
I think she's saying polygamy.
Polygamy, is that what it is? I don't know much about it, so I don't know. When I was younger, I didn't have a problem with open relationships. I mean, I feel like this. If it's an open relationship, I see you when I see you. Don't ask me for nothing. I won't ask you for anything. And that's really it. What is it?
Polygamy.
Polygamy, I don't agree with that at all. I think that is disgusting and dumb. And any woman who wants to be in that relationship, to each his own. I mean, I don't agree with it. I feel like you're single, you're young, live life. If you're in an open relationship, that's cool. But both parties have to know what is entailed with an open relationship. You have to know what the standards are, what to expect, what not to expect. You can't be in an open relationship and then be jealous, want to know who the other people's dating, stuff like that. So, I mean, it depends on how headstrong you are, what kind of person you are. You?
Next question.
This question is from Catrice Stephenson Walker, which is my god sister. Hi, Catrice.
Woo.
Making time for each other when work, kids, and life are hectic. Which is kind of like the other question. Our kids are our life. And we make time for them whenever. Like he said, one weekend we may do the kids, next weekend we may do each other. But most of the time we more do the kids than we do ourselves.
We do the kids? What the hell?
We more have family time than we have alone time. Because we do have a son that's 3. And we have relocated to somewhere where we don't really have a lot of friends or a lot of family. So, we do more of the kids than we do our own life. We try to balance it out. I mean, we have to work and stuff like that because, we got bills and things like that. But we do what we can.
Pretty much.
How do you feel about?
Yo, what the hell? Like bondage.
Another question from Sophia. Oh, you a little freak house, Sophia. Huh? How do you feel about...
She just gonna abbreviate it. BDSM, relationships and
dominatrix.
Yeah.
It's not something I'm into. That's it. Moving on.
Yeah. Next question.
Next question is from Nita Lynch. How long is too long to pursue someone of interest? I'll let you answer that first.
I mean, some people react differently, Some people take in, first impression is always, your best. So I
agree with that.
I say 90 days, 3 months.
Me, I wouldn't say 90 days. With me, it don't take long. When I see something I want, I go after it. So, I'm not saying that I'm in a full-on relationship with that person within 2 weeks, but I'm just saying, if I like the person, I'm gonna express that and let the person know that right away. I'm just gonna go whatever I want. I'm a Scorpio. That's what I do. Next question is from Victor King. Hi, Victor.
Victor Moon.
What do you do when your best friend who sleeps with your ex thinks you're doing the same thing to them, but you're really not? I would stop being friends with them. Because I feel like if they thinking you're doing the same thing, then they doing something else shady behind your back. A lot of times when people accuse you of things, they tend to when they're doing it. So to me, I'll just be like, beat your feet. I wouldn't even deal with the person. 13 years of relationship, I've had friendships with people 20 something years and they were shady as fuck. So I mean, I've had relationships with people within 2 years and they've been more realer than people I've been in friendships with for 20 something years. So to me, years don't matter. In my experience, years doesn't matter. People who are genuinely just shady and insecure, that's just them. They can't change that. And I know a lot of people like that. People who are not comfortable with themselves, they tend to bring that insecurity into your friendship. And because you're confident with yourself,
negative energy, man.
You don't want to be. I don't care if it was 22 years.
I'll show you the front.
You confront.
I'll show you the front door.
There you go. If you're in a relationship, should you invite another partner into your bedroom?
Hey, yo, Vic, man.
Vic, what's up, man? If you both, if I feel like if your partner is trustworthy and the person that you're inviting in the bedroom is trustworthy, sure, why not? Why not? Anything to keep the spice in the relationship. If you're both okay and agreeing with it and it's something that you both are into and want to do, why not? Just make sure it's a person that you can trust. So later on, she ain't or he ain't or whatever trying to get on with your significant other while you're not there.
Behind your back,
let them know like, oh, we had fun, but don't come back over here if I ain't here. You know what I'm saying? I don't see anything wrong with that. Do you? Don't
call us, we'll call you.
This question again is from Victor. I've been friends with my best friend for over 13 years. The older I get, I see so many things I don't like. Should I walk away from the friendship or deal with the BS? I definitely think you should walk away from the friendship, because if it's a lot of BS, that person is generally probably not your friend. Even though y'all been friends for 13 years, that person probably is insecure or secretly jealous of you, which I have a lot of issues with. So I think I know this firsthand. I've had people that's been my friend like 20 something years, and because they weren't secure enough with themselves, they couldn't deal with my confidence or the things that I had to say or the type of person that I am, which had secret conflict, meaning they secretly don't like you, but they just be your friend to be around you. And then later on it flares into something else. You better all find another friend, Victor.
I ain't never had that problem, Victor. I'm friends with everybody, man.
I'm friends with everybody too, but I guess because I'm a confident person and I speak my mind and I'm not a person that just does shady shit, and I'm confident within myself. I don't need to follow behind anybody to feel like I'm somebody. I'm my own motherfucking person. And a lot of bitches can't deal with that. They need bitches to follow them. They need minions. And I'm never a minion. I'm a leader.
I'm a leader.
Okay, moving on. Next question, Nita Lynch. Hi, Nita. Should a person in a committed relationship be able to come and go as they please? I'm not going to say I don't think they should be able to come and go, but I don't think it should be a problem if they do. I feel like, communication is just, sometimes you may be doing it and you're not even aware that you're doing it. You may leave, even if you didn't say when you left, you may call later on, like, what you doing or whatever. I had stepped out, went to the store or went to whatever. I feel like it shouldn't, if you do, it shouldn't be a problem, but I feel like, it's nice to let the person know. I don't feel like it's a restraint on it. What do you think?
Just like you said, just communicate with each other. Hey, I'm going out with
it shouldn't be like, you must tell me where you going when you leave.
Yeah.
It's just like, if you happen to left and didn't say anything, and then you may call them later, like, did you eat or whatever? Oh, I was at so-and-so, or I went wherever.
Yeah, just communicate.
I don't know. If you have open communication, I feel like if every time you walk out the door, they're not expecting you to say where you at or when you left or whatever. You know, I feel like they have a problem with it if they are jealous or they just don't trust you.
Yeah, I feel the same. So just communicate with each other.
Yeah, and that's how that goes. Crystal Jones, my cousin. Hi, Crystal.
Ooh.
I have a great question. How do you deal with a husband that doesn't think his wife should go on vacation with her single friends? Is he being demanding or is he justified? My husband and I argue about this all the time, but I don't have any married friends. Well, I feel like this. I go on vacation with my single friends all the time. One of my single friends is my fucking sister. Okay? I feel like your husband, if y'all are communicating or, that, been invested that long, he should be able to know what type of person you are. And I feel like if he doesn't trust you, maybe when he goes out, he does things. I'm not trying to put anything in your mind, but that's how I feel. That's just what I'm saying. I'm not saying that that's what he's doing.
Or maybe your husband knows what goes down when
he's not around.
On vacation.
You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm the type of person, when I'm on vacation, I am a tourist. I mean, you my cousin, a lot of people that my friends know me. When I'm on vacation, I'm a tourist. I'm drunk from 11 a.m. and I want to know the population, who's the mayor, who's the governor, how many people's in the country. That I get my tourism on. I ain't checking for no niggas. I'm getting my tourism on. And I feel like to be in a marriage, your husband must respect your friend time. Whether it's a vacation, girls' night, y'all meet up for dinner every Friday. If y'all are constantly under each other,
yeah, I need that space. You
need space. So I feel as somebody who's married, if all your friends happen to be single, well, how could you control that? He needs to respect friend time. You need to respect his friend time, and he needs to respect your friend time. I go out with my friends. I go on vacation with my friends every year, Memorial vacation. My husband, he doesn't really have a problem with it, but he's a little jealous about it because
I can't go. That's why.
It's not because I'm going with friends that are not married. It's because he's not going.
The days they go, I can't get that vacation.
The friends that he have are like him. They don't really like to do too much.
I'm mad.
But we decided that we're going to do 3 vacations a year. We're going to do my girl's trip every year. We're going to do our trip. And we're going to do a family trip.
Oh,
if I could,
my trip.
If you and your friends, 4. Okay, 4. If your friends, you can do that.
By myself then.
And what I find is, if that's the case, then maybe y'all should do vacation, couples vacation. So that when you do go with your girlfriends, it's not really a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Monet Harry, what if you're not sexually attracted to your partner? Then why are you in a relationship? Sex is the other 50% of the relationship. First of all, we can never even talk about marriage. I don't give a fuck how big the ring is if you can't sexually please me. If you're not sexually attracted to the person, and to me, sex is more mental than it is physical. So if you're not sexually attracted to the person, then you probably really don't like them. It's something about them that you're just settling. Maybe it's something in you, or
that should be your friend.
Maybe they're tricking on you, or it's not gonna work long because you're gonna want to go off and get a good bang.
Yeah, that should just
and that's not gonna work out.
Should be your side piece.
Yeah.
Sit.
Archibald. Hi, Raina.
Chicken nugget. That's an inside joke.
Has relocating changed your perception on life? Yes, it has. For me, it has. Living in New York, I feel like you don't get your money's worth. Everything is very fast paced. No, we're not balling, but we're financially stable. And I feel like me paying almost $2,000 for 900 square feet and me moving to Georgia and paying not even way less than that and owning a whole house
we got levels.
You know what I'm saying? So yes, it's a put perception on life. It means that me relocating somewhere else lets me know that I can work hard, my kids can have things, and I can live decent. Living in New York, I was overcrowded, dirty. My apartment was super small. Yes, it has changed my perception on life. It definitely has put took a weight off our marriage. Not saying that we had a lot of troubles, but I mean, we don't really have too much worries or headaches. I would say it definitely has.
Yeah, it changed a whole lot, I think. But, you know, living in New York, like she said, is, you know, very fast, and, you know, it's like, down here, they don't really give a shit about nothing. Like, yeah, I got a big ass house, a truck in the front yard, kids running around.
Everything is more family centered where we are. We're not, I mean, we live in Atlanta, we're not as close to the city, we're more on the outskirts. But you know, the community that we live in is more family based.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. It's nice down there.
It's more family based.
So yeah, it changed a lot.
Children are appropriate at their age. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it changed a lot.
Letitia McRae, how do you keep it hot in the bedroom after 10 years? Like I said, to me, sex is more mental. So I definitely have a mental connection with my husband. I would say, being that we're married, I wouldn't say we're like when we were young every goddamn day. But when it goes down, it definitely does go down, right? I don't know. Really?
It's just jokes, man. You know, funny guy. You know what I'm saying?
So what do you say?
But, you know, just, you know, try to do things different. Don't, you know, when you were younger, you know,
it was a
you just humping like a jackrabbit. But, you know, just switch it up every once in a while.
Now it's candles, it's fruit, it's, you know, using things and toys and, you know, ingredients and sauces and whip, you know, right?
Oh, man.
Oh, too much? Oh, alright. She also had another question. How do you know the time is right to get married, even if you guys have children? I
say with us, like, you know, it was time. Like, everything is timing. You know, some things you can't. You want to know in your head, or you want to know for yourself. Like, all right, you know, I could see myself with this person for the rest of my life, or, you know, I think I would want to take the next step. So, you know, everything is, you can't just like rush into it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely got to take time, and, you know, the time has to be right. You know, you can't, you know, jump into it and then, you know, a year or two later it's like, you know, I don't want to be with you, like, you know, or I want a divorce, or, you know, stuff like that. But so it just, everything is like, it has to be, you both have to want it. Like, you just don't have to want it alone. Both you and him gonna have to want it together. So, you know,
I say everything that he's saying, but for me, in my situation, I felt the second time around that, you know, being that in our split, our friendship was still able to maintain. His relationship with his child was never affected with us never being together. You know, us having more children, me seeing how he bonds with his kids lets me know, like, I can't live my life without this man. So I feel like someone's in my life, that makes you know that it's time. I mean, that's what I have to say. That's what I think. Stacey Holloway Stephenson, which is my godmother. Hi, Stacey. Is it cheaper to keep her?
Yes.
It is?
Way cheaper.
Oh, wow. Who else? Tanisha Niche Styles. Hey, Niche.
What's up, Nick?
How do you keep the spark in your friendship? Well, how do you keep the spark in your relationship? Excuse me. We keep the spark in our relationship because our actual relationship was built on friendship. we were friends for like 6-7 months before we even considered dating. I mean, the way we ended up with each other is a funny story, but we were friends before anything. He was just like the friend that you could go to and kind of vent, and or the friend you could call and get advice from and stuff like that. So
I was in the friend zone.
he was actually a friend. So because our relationship was built so much on friendship, you know, it's super comfortable. We're able to laugh with each other. We're able to talk about anything. I mean, I have friends, but I feel like this is my best friend. So, you know, before I don't really gossip too much, but I gossip with him. And, you know, he don't really say much back. I ain't gonna hold you up. But, you know, if I get into a heated argument with someone or something like that, I definitely can talk to him before anybody else. So I feel like our relationship, the foundation of our relationship is more friendship than anything. So I feel like that's what keeps the spark, because we could laugh at each other. Like, you know, we don't take things so seriously. We know how to have a good time. Mm-hmm. So it never gets old, because it's more like your homeboy. You get what I'm saying? What you say?
Yeah, I say the same thing. You know, is to keep the spark, going. You know, you gotta keep it fresh. Like, you know, you gotta, you know, do different things with each other, or, you know, you just, you know, have fun with each other. Just basically have fun.
We have is from Monique Sidbury, which is my cousin. Hey, Momo.
Hey, Mo.
How do you guys
critique
one another? Meaning, does this look good on me? Does this make sense when you're writing, or things need a second opinion? Him not so much, cause he'll just dress me to death just so I could be okay. He just, how this look? Good. And it could look like shit, and he'll lie, and you know.
Ready to get out that mall, dog.
Yeah, he just me to death. But me, I'm kind of hands-on with it. Like, he's in school, and I help him when he's like doing papers, or, you know, when we go shopping, and, you know, certain shit that he like, and, you know, he want to change it up or whatever. Yeah, I mean, we good at that. I'm good at that. I don't know about him too much, but
yeah, I mean, sometimes, you know, I don't be wanting to walk outside like any old thing. So, you know, I ask her for her opinion, you know, but sometimes she be like coming out of left field with shit like, what? You want me to do what? And wear that to where? Nah. You know, but that definitely helps when, you know, y'all critique each other.
Well, guys, that was all the questions and answers that we have, and this was really fun, and I would probably like to do this like once a month. You know, we could just pick different topics and talk about it, because we talk about everything, so it's not hard for us to do this.
Talk about your mama. No, I'm just joking.
Anyway, it's not hard for us to talk about things, and I want to say that there's no relationship perfect. Don't look at this video like, oh, you know, every day is peaches and roses. No, we argue, fight, just like any other married couple and stuff like that. Sometimes it gets on my nerves, okay? And I'm pretty sure it's the same way, and especially with the kids, because, you know, the girls is more on his side, and my son is more on my side. Guys, that's the end of our video. That was all the questions. We thank everybody that, you know, sent a question for us. This was so much fun. I could definitely see us doing this like once a month, and we don't have to keep it on like marriage and relationships, because we are
different topics. You
know, we are a fun couple. We talk about a lot of things, and this was fun for us. So, you know, come up with another topic. Leave it below, that way we could talk about it. I mean, no relationship is perfect. I don't want you guys to look at this video and think like, you know, we have a perfect relationship. No relationship is perfect, but our relationship works for us, you know. Sometimes he gets on my nerves, but, you know, I have enough patience to where we can mellow it out and compromise and somehow come back to the plate and work on things. I'm pretty sure I get on his nerves as well. He is the true meaning of a Taurus, which is a bull. He can be very stubborn and has a very disgusting attitude at times, but He is mine, and I wouldn't trade him for anything in the world. But I will say, yeah, my mouth can be a bit much, okay?
Oh.
And I would say that we have some great examples as married couples that, you know, we have looked at, don't you think?
Yeah.
My aunt, Gail and Kevin are one good example. I mean, she's not a great example as a person, but as a couple, I mean, they are phenomenal. It's nothing that he wouldn't do for her, and vice versa.
Another one I would say is, you know, rest in peace, but your grandfather and your grandmother.
Yeah, Grandpa James.
Yeah.
We
was
miss
the
you
man.
so much.
He
The
was the
sweetest man. And their relationship is timeless. I mean, they've been together a couple of decades. My grandfather was the sweetest man, and my grandmother is the sweetest person. And looking at their relationship, a lot of times when we were younger, you know, sitting in the living room, watching them in the kitchen, and we'd be like, yeah, we want to be like that.
Yeah, I
you
always
know?
used to say that.
Anybody else you could think of?
I would say Alexis and Pootie. I mean, Alexis and Pootie. Alexis and Pootie is the same damn person.
Alexis and Kenny.
I'm
And those
sorry.
who know us from New York, we're
Yeah.
talking about Pootie. Alexis Crawford and Kenny Crawford. These guys as well, you know, they're the true definition of fighting for love. These guys have been together, you know, married, fresh out of high school, you know, and they're very opposite, but it works for them. Like, Pootie's more reserved, Kenny's a little more rough around the edges, but when you see them together, it's
From
like,
the hood, nigga.
when you see them together, it's just like you couldn't imagine them without each other.
Yeah.
They have two beautiful kids, and I think that they're a part of an influence in our relationship. Anybody else you could think of?
One day, you know, I have some couple grandbabies running around.
No time soon.
No time soon, though.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
niggas better be 30, because I can't afford them now.
Yeah,
I can't afford them, so they
better
can't
be-
add to the
They
bunch.
better be 40. You said 30.
And
I
that nigga
said
better be taking
40.
care of them, okay?
I said 40.
But that concludes our video, guys, and we thank you for just interacting with us, and we would love to do this again. So definitely leave some ideas down below in the description box of what the next topic you would like to do. Let's try to do this once a month if possible, and we don't have to keep it on just relationships and marriage. We can do anything, okay? So guys, follow me on Instagram, which is Beats by Glitter, Facebook, which is Glitter Project Inc., and Twitter, which is Glitter Project. My name is Cassidy Diamond, and this is my husband Ricardo. We call him Diddy, and we out of here. Bye.
Peace.